Hey, what's up, my soul lovers? Welcome to, I don't know what we're calling it. Anyway, just wanted to talk about how to get this analog sound. If you wanted your vocals to kind of sit in that 1960s Stax, delicious, warm analog sound, this is what we're talking about. So, let's talk about how to get your vocals from this.
You're my angel, my love, my life.
To this.
You're my angel, my love, my life.
Oh, yeah, that's delicious.
You are.
And let's hear it in the mix.
You're my angel, my love, my life. You are my life. You are everything.
All right. Well, welcome to the channel. We're talking all things about soul music and particularly Stax records. Think Otis Redding, Carla Thomas, the Staple Singers, early Tina Turner, all kinds of people. Just that delicious Stax sound. And what I'm doing is using a combination of plugins from Waves, Logic, and Universal Audio to get that Stax sound. And let's go through it. Let's start with the top here. All right, so let's go plugin by plugin. And also let me shrink my head a little bit more so you can see better what we are talking about on the lead vocal bus. I am focusing on the lead vocal bus. You can see here on the lead vocal channel, I did just a little bit of EQ. And honestly, I use a combination of these graph EQs with things like the Pultec, Universal Audio Pultec, and also Logic's vintage EQ can give you kind of that emulation of, I can't think of it right now. Anyway, here we go. Also, let me pull this up so I can see if I got any comments happening here. This is going to be fun. All right. So we're going to start off here with the we're going to start off with tape. And this is going to give us a little saturation and some subtle compression that'll glue the vocal together in the track. And if you think about really in the old days, things were done with reel-to-reel 2-inch tape, usually, probably. And so that's the first thing would happen would be playback. But, of course, also, because we're living in the digital age, let's start actually from the very, which is going to be a gain staging. We're going to use this gain plugin in Utilities, in Logic, where we're just going to make sure the vocal is sitting somewhere between 15 and 18, minus 15, 18 dB.
My love, my life.
Now you can see that sitting even lower than that, but this is a verse. Actually, this is the chorus. So, but this is where it's sitting right in the mix, so we're just going to keep moving. And here we are with the J37 tape. This is our first plugin to get that yummy.
You're my angel, my love, my life.
I love this J37 tape. Next up, we're going to use this NLS console to emulate the Nevo, or the Neve 1073. This is the selection that I'm using. I've got the drive pushed pretty hard here on the vocal because I wanted a little more kind of grittiness on that vocal. It's like singing through an analog board. All right, next up, you can see I'm using a combination. Here is the Vintage Tube EQ from Logic. I really like this plugin a lot. As far as you can use this top part here, much like a Pultec EQP1A, to begin to kind of use some cutting and a little bit of boosting to start shaping the vocal a little bit. Next, we've got my favorite compressor, which is the UA Fairchild 670. This is my favorite. And let's see here. So there've been some, let's see why we are disabled on that Fairchild. It's probably because I've got one too many UA plugins and it just overdrives my CPU here.
You're my angel, my love, my life. You are my life. You are everything. I dream at night, dream of love you like I do. I wanna spend my life with you.
All right. So second compressor we're using here is kind of an emulation of the LA2A. If you go into Logic's vintage compressors, you can use this vintage opto here to emulate the LA2A, which just kind of makes things nice and buttery after the Fairchild compressor. And I think the culprit here is because I opted to use this pre on the mix to kind of give that a try. And I really do like the pre using the UA 610B on the mix bus, because it really does give it that vintage tone that I'm looking for. But we're still in the ballpark here, and honestly, with the tape and using the opto compressor, I'm not that concerned about it. I mean, I'll go back and fix it, but for now, let's just keep on moving. And as you can see here, for the final EQ to kind of shape the vocal, I went ahead with the graph, the HEQ. I like this because you can for instance, I'll put this on a reference track, and then I will solo my track. Turn that on, and then you can actually solo different EQ areas to see if you were in the right ballpark.
You're my angel, my love, my life. You are everything. I dream.
So I can really kind of hear what areas might need a little attention, basically, on this. I did not have to use a de-esser on here, but you'd probably put it you could put it at the end of the chain here on your vocal bus. Uh, Also, I encourage people, well, do what you want. I often use presets. I like this preset because it's a nice little push here around 5K, which is what I want. And it's adding a little warmth here as well. And it's kind of a nice wide band, not too much, and being nice and subtle. And it's also giving me this high pass filter too. So that's how I'm getting the sound here. And then we are creating sends on your lead vocal bus. And the sends are going, one send is going here to Abbey Road reverb. I love this reverb. I think it does a really great job, and I just like Waves plugin, and it's something I'm familiar with. So I'm using tools that I'm familiar with, and also doesn't break the piggy bank. So as you can see, the send is here to the Abbey Road. We're just going to turn that on, and we're just going to kind of use this knob to gauge how much reverb.
You're my angel, my love, my life.
It's nice.
You are everything.
Now the last thing we're going to do is we are going to add a little bit of delay. Now you can see I started out with this Logic's tape delay, but I tend to go back to the J37 for a little bit of delay. I like it because it's nice and subtle. It's not too much. I really love it on the backing vocals. There's a nice setting on that as well for backing vocals. So that's pretty much what my mix chain is. And I've got down in the description below a free PDF overview with the settings on each of these that you can pick up. Just grab it below in the description. And also on that page, there are a couple other of vocal mix chains that go super into detail, like step by step, telling you why, kind of also helping you understand how these plugins work. I mean, look, I would like to tell you that I have this all in my brain. I do not. I have to use these every time I mix for every single instrument because I can't keep all this straight in my head. And it really is helping me to educate myself. And the more I do this, the more I go, oh, yeah, that's right. That's how the Fairchild, compressor works. And this is why I'm doing this. And, oh, yeah, I forgot about that. And it just gives me all these little reminders and all these little kind of details that I forget when I'm in the process of doing this stuff. So that's my mix chain for lead vocals. I've got one for the backing vocals as well. It also talks about how to parallel compress your vocals if you need that little extra kind of room and clarity and a little nudge to make it sit a little hotter in the mix, because that's kind of what Stax vocals really just, those vocals were out there. So anyway, that's my song. I'm going to play us out here a little bit. And thank you for hanging out with me. And I hope you'll check out that the vocal chain and let me know how you like it. And don't forget to hit subscribe. Tomorrow night, I will be on for Stax the Mix at 8 p.m. working on a 1-minute song called Question Everything that is going to go on my EP, which is kind of what I feel like we're in this era, which is question everything. There is so much information and interesting things happening just way outside of us and outside of the box. So it's meant to be kind of a Marvin Gaye, Trouble Man vibe. So also taking some custom song orders This is a custom song, actually. This is a full production custom song. So I'm going to play us out here, and I hope you like it. And also information on how you can look into if that's something that might interest you to do.